Ah, creo que ahora. Creo que ahora. Creo que ahora. Ay, sí, sí. Se lo estoy oyendo yo. Mutea allí, Rubén. Vale, por fin. Por fin se escucha. Pues voy a detener y a reempezar en lo que es Twitch y YouTube y borrar estos directos en los que no se oye nada. Vale. Todo. Y yo creo que ahora sí se va a oír. Qué pena. Vale. Esto ya lo he hecho. Vale, y en cuanto a TikTok. Vale, pues ahora sí se oye. Pues os contaba que este juego es Cabernet, es un juego ambientado en la Europa del Este del siglo XIX y eres Lisabeta, una vampira que está buscando mantener su humanidad o convertirse en un monstruo. Está todavía tomando decisiones al respecto porque pues todo va de las decisiones que eliges. Te puedes relacionar de diferentes maneras con diferentes personajes y es que eres una vampira pues recién convertida. Luego también pues hay una trama principal.
It appears to be some kind of blade.
Yes. I'd say a spear tip. The remnant of a bloody deed, perhaps. The tale continues. The Lord held tight patrols around the perimeter of his estate.
Es novela con también componentes de RPG porque te subes habilidades.
Dragomir held watch duty outside the Lord's chambers that evening. He would have to wait until the dead of night before he could leave unnoticed. He would leave a boat for Elena to row to the island after dusk, where she would light a single candle in the window as a sign of her arrival.
A beacon of hope on the darkest of nights.
Dragomir would meet her there, and the two would sail together to the opposite shore, where a horse and freedom await.
To risk one's life for love.
Would you do the same?
For the right person, yes, I believe I would.
Then this right person you speak of should
O
consider
por varias
themselves lucky
personas,
beyond
Roman,
compare.
porque mi Lisa, la mía, es poliamorosa, ¿vale?
Would you?
Even if love were not a factor, I would do so, just to help her escape a cruel and undeserved fate. Though I am somewhat mistrustful of horses. Let us continue.
An abandoned house.
I believe it predates the Nav legend. A hermit is said to have lived here during the Dark Ages.
Sí, de hecho es gracioso porque en este juego, este personaje con el que estoy ahora, que se llama Roman, porque tú puedes pues tener relaciones con varios personajes de diferentes tipos, es el dueño de la librería y yo por las opciones que seleccioné cuando se ofreció regalarme un libro, me regaló el libro de Carmila, justo. Entonces es gracioso porque muchos de los clásicos están presentes en el juego, son libros que te puedes leer y te van dando puntos de habilidad diferentes según el libro que leas. Y Carmila es uno de ellos. Y sí, a mí también me pasa lo mismo. Además, una de las relaciones que tiene, en mi caso, en mi trama, es con otra chica, que se llama Anastasia. Aunque también le gusta a mi Elisabetta, porque cada una pues...
The hour approached, and Dragomir crept from the door of his lord's chambers, making for the
Darkness
lake.
World, el juego se llama Cabernet. Es un juego ambientado en la Europa del Este, siglo XIX. Es tipo novela gráfica de ambientación gótica con componente RPG. Eres Elisabetta, una vampiresa recién convertida, y tus decisiones son las que van guiando la trama y tu futuro.
He arrived at the shore to see
Está en
Elena's
Steam
boat was absent.
y la
As
demo
to
es
be
gratis. Y el juego
expected,
completo ha
she
salido hace
must be
poco.
awaiting him on the island.
All according to plan thus far.
He rowed through the dark water. As he drew nearer, a light became visible, flickering on the island.
Romanceo. No pillo la referencia, lo siento. Anastasia la muñeca sabia, no lo pillo.
Dragomir reached the shore and ran to the doors of the house.
Pero
his
la
heart
Anastasia que hay aquí te
filled with
gustaría
joy.
porque es música.
You really know how to set up a character for a fall. I'm picturing him skipping with a picnic basket in hand.
It's a storyteller's #1 trick of the trade.
¿Te imaginas? Me hubiera venido súper bien eso en mi época estudiantil.
The higher the heart, the greater the fall. Dragomir flung the door open to find no sign of Elena, just a solitary candle burning upon the windowsill.
Haunting.
Quite.
An old bronze candlestick.
Perhaps it is the very same that was lit on that dark night.
Ah, sí, ese libro de terror. La verdad es que está muy bien, cómo vender una casa encantada. A mí me gustó mucho porque combina el terror, el humor, toda la parte de engancharte con la intriga de lo que está pasando, e incluso tiene momentos emotivos. O sea, es una novela bastante completa. A mí me gustó muchísimo.
The door to the house suddenly slammed shut, followed by the sound of a large bolt sliding into place and a familiar voice. You dare try to
Es que
flee
la
with
gente que no
that
tiene un
which
libro
is mine?
electrónico no sabe lo que
The
se
Lord
pierde. Yo también era de las de,
spoke,
es que como en
Dragon's
físico no hay
eyes
nada, la
filled
magia
with
del libro
horror.
en físico. Sí, es verdad, el libro en físico es una pasada. A mí me encanta tener libros que me gustan, coleccionarlos o leerlos, pero la comodidad de un Kindle, la capacidad de poder llevarte un montón de libros a todas partes en un solo dispositivo que no pesa apenas, y la cantidad de libros accesibles es brutal.
I have a suspicion they aren't getting on that horse.
Now you will burn, spoke the Lord, and with that the house was ablaze. Dragomir screamed in anguish as the cabin was engulfed. On any approach to the windows, the spears of the Lord's men would greet him. He was trapped.
Hostia, pues Dragomir
Dragomir
entonces...
burned to death in this very house, betrayed by his love through fear.
And what of her?
Además la demo es gratis, la puede probar y luego decidir si quiere el juego incluso. Pero sí, no era muy caro,
Elena was wed to the Lord that very morning, the scent of Dragomir's burning flesh still clinging to the Lord's beard as they kissed.
Dios, qué macabro.
Her fate after that day is unknown.
Well, I suppose she did break a sacred oath of marriage to the Lord. Such things rarely go unpunished.
What a peculiar stand you take on that point. Fair enough.
And with that, I'm assuming, Nav was born. One who knows only hatred,
Está jugando
pain,
una
and
partida al HOTS, pero cuando acabe se lo digo.
Well, yes, according to the local residents, though I find the reality far more comforting.
Which is?
That Dragomir's suffering ended that night.
Si
when his
juegas
body
la
could
demo y
no
luego
longer
te lo
take the
compras con la
flame.
misma cuenta, mantienes lo que hayas avanzado.
Perhaps even before that, when the smoke overwhelmed his lungs.
I have such a wonderful time sharing these grisly tales with you. I almost forget how
Por cierto,
logical
y
your
Romanceo,
medical
hoy
mind
hemos estado en un
truly
concierto
is.
y uno de los grupos eran de Murcia, se llamaban Night Dream. Luego estaban Nurkiri, que son de aquí y de Madrid. Y luego estaban las Cobra Spell, que no sé si te suenan, pero están ahora petándolo bastante. Ha estado guay el bolo. Y hemos sacado hoy una nueva canción, Almas Gemelas, basada en Yeneire. Por cierto, el libro de Yeneire también está disponible dentro del juego. Es otro de los libros que el personaje puede leer y ganar habilidades con ello. No, o sea, las Cobras Spell en directo tenían nivel, ¿eh? La cantante era muy muy buena, o sea, todos eran genial. Ahora hay un chico con ellas tocando la guitarra también, un guitarrista que está en la gira. Pero tenían muy buen nivel en general todos y todas. Y la cantante tenía un directo muy muy potente. Y sí, hemos publicado la canción en el canal de YouTube y en Spotify y demás plataformas. Almas Gemelas.
You truly believe them to be tales?
I believe all folk tales have a root in reality.
Si tú supieras, Román.
The often brutal conditions of our world cause such unspeakable suffering. This makes us look beyond our physical confines to find
Sí,
solace
Pingu, la
and
pantalla del
justice in
Kindle
the
es una
magical.
cosa súper cómoda.
Perhaps there is more truth in some of these tales than you realize.
What do you mean, Miss Morozova?
I suppose I have seen things that make me less skeptic.
I would be eager for you to share these things when you are ready.
Yes, I may.
Lisa, I'd tour the world if it could be in your company, but it may be for the best that this is our last.
Yo creo que el cómic en el Kindle se lee peor. Bueno, si es cómic en blanco y negro, pero por ejemplo para el cómic a color hay libros electrónicos en color y que tienen la pantalla más grande y son más cómodos.
I fear people will start
El
to
de color de
gossip if
Kindle
they see
no
us
ha
all
salido
home
muy allá por
together
lo que
another
dicen,
night.
pero las otras marcas sí.
Then, let us make these rumors true and official before the townsfolk have means to. If this is agreeable to you, of course.
Far more than agreeable. Every second with you has been filled with joy and beauty.
Then we can enjoy the seconds, hours, and days to come.
Well, it appears Lover's Island has found redemption. Now let us return to the mainland, together.
Lovely night, isn't it?
¿Ya no quiere nada conmigo o qué? Anastasia.
Strange. Lovely vanity, though.
En España son las 3:15 de la mañana. Pues la verdad es que... sí, es que soy muy noctámbula, es un juego de vampiros. Si el juego es largo... A ver, yo no sé cuánto llevo de juego, pero yo ya he jugado varios días. Y los días que he jugado a lo mejor juego 2 horas, y llevo varios días, o sea que no sé. No sé cuántos capítulos llevo. Creo que voy por el capítulo 4. ¿Sabes? Te levantas a las 7:30 y ¿qué haces aquí? Yo a veces me voy a dormir a la hora a la que tú te levantas. ¿Por qué el stream de madrugada? Pues porque he estado en una serie de conciertos hoy. He llegado a casa y he dicho, pues me pongo a streamear un rato. Es fin de
It's too
semana.
dark. I don't want to stumble on a branch and break my neck.
Ah, Lisa. Is that you? Gosh, you look pale. Are you eating well? Maybe you need these mushrooms more than I do.
Hello to you too.
Yes, yes. Good evening. What I get for expressing concern.
Are you ready to find some mushrooms?
Indeed. I want my basket to be full by the end of the night.
Si me voy a hacer streamer profesional, pues no sé. Creo que para ser profesional de algo tienes que ejercerlo como una profesión, ¿no? Retribuida quizá, así que no parece. Un momento. Ya he mandado tu mensaje, Romanceo. No sé si me harán caso, pero lo he enviado. Sí, los conciertos eran de rock y metal. Eran Night Dream, Nurkri y Cobra Spell. Hola Eva, el juego es Cabernet. Es un juego ambientado en la Europa del Este del siglo XIX, no sé. Estaréis hartos algunos de oírme decirlo, pero jo, es que claro, yo quiero que todo el mundo lo sepa porque me está gustando mucho el juego y se llama Cabernet. Eres una vampiresa recién convertida, o sea, el juego empieza en tu funeral y te despiertas convertida en vampiresa, tienes que ir averiguando lo que ocurre y según las decisiones que tomas, pues tiras más hacia mantener tu humanidad, hacia convertirte en un monstruo y a descubrir pues toda la parte política de la trama y a la vez tener relaciones con diferentes personajes que puedes mejorar, empeorar. Es como una novela gráfica, pero también tiene un componente RPG de habilidades y sobre todo la toma de decisiones es muy importante y es así muy gótico, la verdad. No sé si están las rebajas, pero la demo está gratis para probar. El juego salió hace muy poco. Y sí, a mí el estilo también me ha parecido muy bonito, la verdad. No sé. Es como muy guay.
What should I do with those? This one's a brown birch bollete. Not only do they taste amazing, but they're also a rather peculiar mushroom. They can form a special bond with the birch roots and exchange nutrients with them.
Por ejemplo, yo ahora he utilizado los conocimientos de ciencia para coger las setas, pero ahora mismo no me está dejando moverme. A ver,
All right. Rusula mushrooms. Very common, but not for everyone. I like them though when well cooked.
Pero si no puedes comer.
I've walked these woods so many times.
Is that comforting to you?
It's actually suffocating. As a young girl, I loved coming here. Everything seems so much bigger.
No he jugado en Interlilis, pero mira, me lo apunto.
Now, the
Podéis
world
sugerirme
here
juegos,
feels
Si son así
smaller,
gotiquillos
and nothing surprises me.
o literarios, me van a gustar más. A los Sims 4 no. De vampiros creo que el último Sims que jugué fueron los Sims 2, fíjate. Y me gustaba bastante. Me gustaría probar lo de los vampiros de los Sims 4.
Especially when I know there is so much else out there to explore.
I saw your efforts on the violin. Do you want to be a musician?
I'm not sure. I love music, but also the sciences and history and so much more.
Do you always get so philosophical when foraging?
This is nothing. You should have seen me when I once ate the wrong mushroom. A tough lesson was learned that day.
Pues me apunto también lo de los Sims 4.
What should I do with this one? Oyster mushrooms. That's a great find. Can be great for health reasons, as long as you don't eat them raw. Is something wrong?
I just saw a vision of myself doing this in 30 years' time. The same patch of forest, the same mushrooms in my basket.
You really fear staying here, don't you?
Normal.
Wouldn't you?
Es
World
demasiado
is
joven
so
para imaginarse
fast,
toda su vida
and
cogiendo
this
setas.
town is so
Y encima ni siquiera
small.
son setas de las divertidas, ya me entiendes.
Why don't you leave then? Your family are no longer serfs. You're not bound to the land.
With what money? For someone supposedly so smart, you show your lack of common sense
Me lo
sometimes,
busca.
Lisa.
¿Me lo busca? Es ese.
Serfdom is only gone in name. In reality, we work the same amount with little more to show for it.
I see why you read to escape.
It's one of the few ways I can leave this place. And maybe, just maybe, all my late night studying can lead to something greater. Come, my basket is nearly full. But
Sí, sí. Mi Elisabetta es bisexual poliamorosa. O sea que
Ooh,
sí.
here's
La
a large
respuesta es sí.
one. A penny bun. What a great find. People call it the white mushroom because the insides don't darken when you cut and dry them. Ooh, here's a large one. A penny bun. People call it...
that's it. My basket is full to burst. How's your haul?
See for yourself.
Not bad. Didn't think a city girl would know her mushrooms.
I'm full of surprises. Here you go.
Are you sure? I know I said you're here to help me with my chore, but you did pick them yourself.
Pero aquí quiero yo unas setas. Soy un vampiro.
I'm sure your family will make much better use of them.
Thank you.
It wasn't really about the mushrooms for me, you know. I just wanted to go on a stroll with you. You're good company, Marusa.
I don't really know what to say. Thank you. That means a lot. We should head back. Thank you for doing this, Lisa. It was actually nice having some company. A welcome change from the usual. With your help, I now have more time for my studies tonight. Thank you.
It was my pleasure. Enjoy the mushrooms, Marusa. We'll speak again sooner rather than later.
Ya es el alba, me voy a morir. Oh, mira, puedo intentar alimentarme de un conejo. Pues aquí las drogas es curioso, por lo menos cuando bebes alcohol en este juego pierdes sangre. Entonces, claro, si te quedas seco de sangre, mal asunto. Creo que esta vez se tan duplicado porque he tenido que cerrar y abrir varias veces porque no... No podía... No se me oía, no sé por qué no me funcionaba el micrófono. O sea, básicamente es por eso. Aquí hace bastante frío.
Well, hello there, pumpkin. You'd think you'd never been fed in your life. That's the spot, hmm? There, there. Good kitty. Oh, you're so soft. You take good care of that coat, don't you? You're looking relaxed.
Que lo que quiero es guardar el juego. Ya, no, es atigrado.
There's my handsome boy. You like that, huh? That's the spot. Well?
Well, my curiosity is sated, at least. I did not know how seeing her would make me feel. Gratitude. Either way, think you...
I'm very glad I could help.
Actually, I've had a thought as to how I promise the result will be more than...
Of course.
Es
Let
que
me
esto
see
ya lo he
what I can
pasado.
make.
Tiene el mismo diálogo, pero no he encontrado en la tienda lo que me ha pedido. A ver si lo encuentro hoy. Tenemos todo el día por delante, Elisabetta. A ver qué correo tengo. Vale, descansa, Pingu.
No mail for me this time.
Esto ya lo he usado.
A letter from Roman.
Bueno, pues tendré que ir a ver a Román. Muchas gracias, Emi. Muchos saludos para ti.
Go away, you!
Y muchas gracias, Pingu. Que descanses.
How may I assist you today? Good choice.
En verdad no, porque como estoy en TikTok, en YouTube y en Twitch a la vez, tengo gente en los 3 sitios que... Así que no estás solo tú. Es que sí, es que este juego es de vampiros. ¿A qué hora tengo que jugarlo si no? Pues ahora.
Hey, Petya, I got something for you.
Thank you. Now, this may take some time. I'll let you know when I'm finished.
A la Petia, sé feliz. Vamos a ver, ¿qué misiones tenemos? Esta todavía no. Esta todavía no. Vamos a ver si puedo hacer esa parte.
Lisa,
Yes, Roman?
there was something I said the other night that I've been thinking about.
I see. Let's discuss this somewhere more private. Go on.
I assumed my desire to share these stories was driven by a need to form a connection with this land.
Oh, yes. I remember.
Spending this time with you has made me realise it's not some idea of land I want to form a connection with. It's people.
A ver, es una de las cosas que puedes hacer. O sea, yo hay días en los que me he dedicado a otras cosas de como más intriga, acción y misterio sobrenatural. Pero justo como terminé un capítulo es como que te daban como unos días en los que podías ir explorando y todo eso.
I've loved sharing tales with you, admiring your reaction and being gifted with your observations.
Well, you have a singular talent for sharing stories, and your passion is infectious. You really have something special to offer the people of this land.
Do you truly believe so?
Of course I do. I wish everyone could experience the knowledge you offer so freely.
Perhaps it's finally time to start planning my great expedition.
Your expedition?
Yes, an expedition to share and learn the folklore of our country from the people themselves.
What a magnificent idea! The stories to collect. I would love to help you plan, to be a part of it.
With you by my side, such an expedition will surely be the adventure of a lifetime. Let us start our machinations bright and early tomorrow morning.
The morning?
Claro, hija, claro, ¿dónde pensar?
Lisa, what is wrong? Did I...
No, it's just... I can't see you tomorrow morning. Or any morning, for that matter. I cannot leave the house by daylight.
I had observed as much. You seem to be only out by night, yet show no signs of fatigue. I may be biased in your favour, but you look refreshed when my eyes grow heavy. You have a habit of disappearing when I look away, at the graveyard, the farmland, then appear as if by magic, with a genius solution in hand.
Roman, I'm unsure of how to say this.
Take your time and know that no judgment awaits from me.
I've kept something from you. Something about myself. I can't say just yet, however, one day I hope to share with you all I am. Will you wait for me until then?
Lisa, I accept you in all your enigmatic splendor. Whatever troubles you, I will wait and we will face it together.
Roman.
If we shall only meet by night, then so be it. I'm sure I will say it countless times to come. An evening in your company is worth 100 days without.
I feel exactly the same, my love.
My heart.
I feel a new story beginning.
And a story more enthralling than any tale from here to the ends of the earth, for we shall write it together.
Together.
Now, back to work and planning. There is much work yet to be done at the bookstore before such a journey, but once complete, what adventures await us?
Oh, hi.
I remembered that you were interested in this at the bookstore, so I thought I'd surprise you with it.
What? Lisa, this is too much. You really shouldn't have done this. But thank you. Having such a book to read at home is a true luxury.
It's my pleasure, Marusa. So many interesting books.
Ah, Dr. Morozova. How are things in modern medicine?
Hey, I've got a little something for you.
Huh?
I helped Anastasia purchase a violin for your personal use. It's yours now, so you can practice anywhere, anytime.
You're not serious, are you?
Serious as a heart attack.
Lisa, thank you so much. This is incredible. I am the first person in my family to own my own instrument. I will start practicing right away. I promise I'll make you and Anastasia proud.
I know you will.
Thank you again. I won't forget this.
Yeah,
I should go.
good.
Good evening.
What do you need, Lisa?
Dr. Volkov?
Mm-hmm.
I was wondering if it's a good time to hear the rest of your story.
I suppose it's as good a time as any.
So, what happened after you turned?
I didn't know back then what I'd become. There was no one to explain it to me, so I had to find it out on my own. Thank goodness my infant daughter, Sophia, was with her grandparents that night and avoided our fate, so I tried to go back to life as usual, albeit without my wife. I was naive enough in the early years to believe that I could live a normal life with my daughter. I hired a wet nurse, locked myself in my room for research during the day, and continued to see patients at night. And for the first decade or so, everything seemed to go according to plan. I learned what I was by trial and error, and allowed myself to feed on the humans that entrusted me with their care. Bleeding a patient is a lot easier when you have fangs.
And after that, what happened?
Time happened, dear. She aged, and I didn't. By the time Sophia was 16, it was starting to become quite obvious that I hadn't aged a day. I laughed it off when people mentioned it, but deep down, I knew I
Es que
wouldn't be
imaginaos
able
ese
to do it
papelón. Que te
forever.
convierte y tienes una hija que es pequeña.
And then they came.
You mean the Countess?
If it wasn't for her, it would have been someone else, but yes. Higher society. They finally found out about my condition and came to collect my debts. Knowing what I do now, honestly, I'm surprised it took them so long to find me. They spared my life in exchange for my continued research for vampire kind. As for Sophia, I had to abandon her for her own protection. You know the family rules by now. They wouldn't keep her alive if she knew their secrets. And so, I disappeared.
Pues espero que a Roman no le pase
Made it
nada.
look like I was lost to the wilderness.
I don't think I could have done that.
It nearly killed me. I'm not a strong man. I just did what I had to for my little girl.
So, you never saw her again?
If you don't mind, I should get back to my work. We can talk again some other time.
I understand. Thank you for sharing all this with me. Till next time.
Good night, Lisa.
What should I... Cleaning the beakers. Not the most glamorous job, but one that certainly needs doing. There. Much better. What should I work on today? Good evening.
What do you need, Lisa?
So, about that house call in the task list.
Oh, that's right. I'm doing one of my house calls for a regular patient, Nicolina. You see, she has hemochromatosis, which means...
Excess of iron in the blood, right?
Ha! Precisely. The patient often experiences pain, fatigue, and other unpleasant issues. There isn't a known cure, I'm afraid, but there is something we can do to reduce the symptoms.
You want us to feed on her to lower her iron levels?
Un plan sin fisuras.
Indeed I do. I figured I can let you do the bleeding this time.
Is drinking blood from someone with hemochromatosis safe?
Why not? You can't be harmed by disease. If anything, it might be more filling because of the iron excess. It might taste a little funny, but as they say, there's no accounting for taste, right?
If you say so.
But enough dilly-dally. She can be a terribly grumpy patient if her pain isn't managed in time.
Lead on then, Doctor.
Good old Nicolina, always leaving her key in the same spot. After you.
How do I get inside? I haven't yet been invited.
Oh, right. Let me handle that. Nicolina, it's Dr. Volkov.
Ah, Doctor, you ought to let yourself in. My joints are aching worse than a boil on a donkey's arm.
Muy fina, Nicolina, muy fina.
May she cut...
She? Well, all right. Well, what use is she out there? Come on in.
Come then, Lisa. You've heard our patient. She shouldn't be kept any longer.
Much better. Lead on, Doctor.
Now, Nicolina, how are you feeling today?
What do you think, Doctor? Like shit, and that's why you're here, isn't it? And she's your assistant, eh? Tell me, girl, what does a woman know of medicine?
I see our patient takes some issue with my presence.
And she won't be the last. However, right now, above all else, she needs our help. Consider your oath as a
Hola.
doctor.
You're right. Fine. I'll keep going.
Hey, what's taking so long? If this is so hard, I don't know how you'll handle the rest of it.
Nothing at all. I'm just here because of my charm. The doctor hates other competent people being around him.
I like this broad.
Yes, I'm rather fond of her myself. Now then, let's not delay the treatment any longer. I'm going to let Lisa here take the lead. Lisa, come take the leeches. All right, this is pretty simple. Just enchant her and pretend to apply some leeches to her neck. Then, drink your fill of blood. Just remember, not to take too much.
Of course, Doctor.
Todo bien, todo correcto. Gracias por seguirme, Silver X.
Good work, Lisa. That's enough. She should be feeling a little brighter now when she comes round. Tell me, how did you feel during that? You responded to me well enough.
I just wanted to assist the patient.
No, aquí realmente no siempre que te alimentas conviertes a la persona en vampiro. Creo que tiene que estar moribunda o perder toda su sangre. No sé muy bien cómo funciona, pero no. Es que mi personaje todavía no sabe cómo se transforma. Ella ha sido transformada, pero todavía no recuerda del todo su transformación. Pero sí, es que son médicos, los dos son vampiros. Y esta mujer tiene un exceso de hierro en sangre, entonces hay que hacerle sangrías, pues ya que hay que desangrarla, pues aprovechan. Es todo muy práctico.
She was in pain, and I was here to help.
A commendable attitude. If maybe not the most practical at times. Listen, Lisa, I suppose it's about time I share with you the full extent of my research. You see, when a vampire overindulges on blood, it imbues us with a feeling of
Si
power.
es que en este juego yo me he llenado la copa al máximo, ¿vale? Si te pasas del máximo, aumentas durante 3 turnos todas tus estadísticas. Pero lo que ocurre es que ya de manera permanente tu sangre diaria, el consumo de sangre cuando te despiertas es mayor. Tú siempre que te despiertas has perdido algo de sangre y ese coste se vuelve mayor. Y es un problema porque entonces tienes que beber más para recuperarte. ¿Qué ocurre? Que yo ahora no lo he gastado porque bueno, es que en medianoche no estoy haciendo ninguna trama de acción, no veo práctico aumentar mi coste de sangre para subirme unas habilidades que no estoy utilizando. Pero, por ejemplo, una vez que lo hice con el personaje, pues sí que tuvo su punto.
The power the likes of which can't be achieved in any other way.
Pues yo imagino que la vampira no tiene las reglas, ¿sabes? Porque está muerta. Así que imagino que no, pero la verdad es que no me lo han dicho.
But it does come with a cost. Each time the bloodlust grows until
one goes feral.
precisely. It turns our kind into exactly
Está
the
muerta
kind
viva,
of
sí.
monsters that human tales make us out to be. Vampires like this live in squalor and care only for their next feed. It was a creature like this that killed my wife and stole my life from me.
Can something even be done about this?
I believe so, yes. In theory, it may be possible to separate the addictive element from the blood, leaving it simply as the source of nourishment.
Menuda parranda.
Unfortunately, research like this takes the kind of time and resource that I simply didn't have. That is until Countess Orlova
It sounds like a terrible existence.
Indeed. I've sought a way to put an end to this, to stop us living such a parasitic lifestyle.
The Countess made a deal with you? Why do I feel like there's a catch?
Porque la condesa es mala. Es mala. Es condesa. ¿Qué esperas?
That's because there is one. As you can imagine, she has no real interest in remedying the bloodlust.
So why would she approach you in the first place?
Well, in separating the addictive elements, I should also be able to distill the parts that give us power. That means she can create a consumable that temporarily boosts one's strength and abilities without any side effects. In return, I was allowed to continue my work and provided with everything I need. Funding to purchase lab equipment, as well as other expenses, and, well, an apprentice.
So that's why she allowed you to turn me. The reason why I'm here.
In a sense, yes.
I don't quite know how to feel about all this. That's a lot to take in.
I understand. All I wanted you to know right now is that I trust you, and it would be an honor if you chose to help me fulfill my vision.
Sí, sí, lo del encantamiento es fantasía, ¿eh?
Thank you for believing in me, Doctor. I'll certainly consider it.
Ah, that looks like all the time we have for now. You should get going. I'll stay here and make sure Nicolina is feeling better.
Could you just give me one more moment with her while she's enchanted? She could use a whisper to improve her manners, don't you think?
Lisa, I have to put my foot down here. Feeding is bad enough, but hypnotizing a patient, it's beyond the pale.
I suppose you're right. I'll see you at home.
¿De qué va ese juego? Sí, sí, comienza ciega en el embrujo, efectivamente. Efectivamente. Mira, vamos a ir al barcillo. Al bar, quiero ir al bar. Venga, vamos.
How sweet of you to stop by.
May I have a kiss, dear?
Mm-hmm.
Oye, pues me lo apunto, ¿eh? Me interesa ese juego. Y no, aquí se cena entre las 9 y las 10, más o menos.
Didn't expect to find you here.
I'm a guest. I've come to an agreement within my capacity. In addition, Mademoiselle Elisa,
Including the Count.
see, still,
No. Me neither.
your youthful
One must believe.
but he does. It's all well and good to say.
Es que esto ya lo he visto.
Slacking off again, Hussar?
This young lady looked like trouble.
Oh, really now?
Huh, I bet you know this better than anyone, Elisa, don't you?
Did you tell her?
Give me some credit. I can spot a nice couple without getting a formal
Y
notice.
se ha dado cuenta. Es que toda esta parte ya la había
That's
visto,
beside
pero...
the point. I did want to speak to the both of you, so it's regarding the matter of your contract.
Oh?
Creo que
You
esto
have
está
my
porque
attention.
es que esta conversación yo ya la he tenido.
I went looking through Father's files. He kept records of every contract he ever made. The bad news is that the only means of breaking it will be to fulfill its condition. The good news is that any member of the family is sufficient for such purposes. That removes at least one complication.
So then, we need you to
Before either of you ask, no, I'm not seeing anyone. And I imagine the word true means it must take some real, unforced feeling.
Drat.
True matters of the heart. Is there some other way? It's too crazy as is, but I wonder.
So, what's this crazy idea of yours?
It's not fully formed. However, first off, how much do either of you know about vampire biology?
Well, we are dead, essentially.
But we're also capable of dying, yes?
Mm-hmm. Harder to kill. Except in certain circumstances. Sunlight, obviously. But we're not death-proof.
But we can survive injuries that would kill a human.
I suddenly do not like where this conversation is going.
Speak for yourself.
Listen, the contract was clearly made meaning true matters of the heart, in the metaphorical sense, right? But what if we were to interpret it literally?
I'm not following.
Your heart, in your chest. What if we somehow interfered with it?
Excuse
Pues a lo
me?
mejor sí, pero por lo que está diciendo el personaje.
I don't exactly know how just yet, but if we were to approach this scientifically, Elisa doing something to your heart could be interpreted as interfering with its physical substance.
When you put it like that, it almost makes sense. Still, putting my life on the line for a theory is a little...
Oh, hush. I've seen plenty of vampires take strikes to the chest and live.
So what? You're just going to cut me open and poke around?
Well, yes. That's my initial idea. Although, of course, that will take careful planning and some time to consider all the surgical complications. And I can't guarantee that it'll even work.
Seems a good enough idea to me.
Sí, básicamente. Ciencia.
Well, you're not the one going under the knife.
So spineless.
All right, I'll consider it as an option. I mean, what's eternal life if I'm stuck 1 minute longer chasing rats like this one around?
Descansa.
Ingrate.
All right, then. In the meantime, there's a lot to do. I'll need to prepare my tools, consult the doctor, find a space to use as the operating theater.
Ugh, enough. All this talking and planning is insufferable. Let's just get this done already.
Wait, what do you think you're doing?
Oh, you'll be fine. It's not like I stabbed you with a wooden stake or anything.
Hold on, Hussar. Let me take a
Alisa,
look.
las ideas se las da Silver X.
How? It doesn't actually look all that bad. Hussar, do you hear me?
I hear you. All right, it hurts like hell. But yeah, I think I'm relatively okay. I'll think...
Told you. Now, if I had shoved it into your brain or something else you actually need.
Quiet, Elisa. Just go fetch me some vodka, thread, and a clean needle, and set it nearby.
Fine.
Hussar, I'm now going to fix you up to help you heal more quickly. Medically, I don't really know if this blood is yours or what you fed upon, but with the added pressure, it seems like you've barely lost any.
Thanks for the warning.
I know it must burn terribly, but I promise, you don't want an infection. At least there's plenty of vodka in a bar to disinfect
Esto es
with.
como aquí encima. Me encanta la otra vampira ahí, de espaldas a toda la acción.
Sorry, I'm almost done, promise. There. Not the best of medical conditions, but I think that should help with your recovery. Although, if I'm honest, I think you would have managed to pull through even without my intervention. I can barely believe it.
Vampire healing abilities for you. Not that I wanted to test them out today. Ugh. Oh.
Don't move too much. You'll rip your stitches.
Sí, sí.
My
Cara de
stitches?
muy hable.
Damn, that's right.
Your mark.
Did it,
See for yourself.
It's gone. It's really gone.
Congratulations.
I can't believe it. I'm free. What can I even say to you, Doctor?
Thank you, might be
Mira
a
que me caía
start.
mal al principio Jusar,
Although,
pero ahora le he cogido cariño.
I'm technically not the one who did the actual deed.
As though thank you could be enough. But yes, thank you. 1,000 times thank you.
I'm just glad the idea worked.
How do you think I feel? As for you...
I really did know you'd be fine, truly. However, I was probably a bit too hasty.
Ahora, ¿sabes? A posteriori.
Really? You think?
I'm sorry.
You? You, Alisa, the daughter of the head vampire family, apologize?
Tenía una especie de vínculo con la familia de la condesa, que es como la líder de los vampiros, que le obligaba a ser un esclavo. Y se supone que por el contrato que él firmó para ser esclavo de esa familia, la única manera que tenía de romper el contrato era que alguien de ese linaje, de esa familia, interfiriera en sus verdaderos asuntos del corazón. Pero él hace mucho tiempo que no está enamorado de nadie, porque tuvo su historia de amor en el pasado, pero está solo ahora mismo, no hay nadie. Entonces, Alisa es de la familia de la condesa vampira. Y básicamente lo que Lisa, por haber subido la habilidad de ciencia al 25, la conclusión a la que llega es que en vez de tomárselo como algo metafórico, se lo puede tomar como algo literal e interferir con su corazón físico. Y por eso a Lisa le ha clavado la copa en el corazón para ver si así, haciéndole una herida, se rompía el contrato. Y se ha roto.
I didn't know that was even possible. Have you even had to utter those words before?
I don't believe I have. And I certainly don't intend to ever again. So you should be very grateful indeed. Well, with that, I better get back to the manor. The Countess will definitely be wondering where I am by now. All's well that ends well, right?
The forever problematic adieu. Do get back before your mother tries to sick me on you again, since she will now be sorely disappointed.
So, what will you do now with your newfound freedom?
Not really sure just yet. Right now? Probably nothing. I need to get things in order, make a plan, and then, who knows? Come to think of it, Misha always wanted to see the ocean. Maybe that's what I'll do. Spend some time by the sea. Somewhere all the politics and nastiness can't find me. Doesn't sound too bad, does it?
Sounds like a dream.
Right? I can smell the salt already. But for now, well, first I'd better start saving.
And for that, you need to recover, Hussar.
It's Stefan. You may now call me by my real name if you'd like.
Stefan.
And yes, Doctor, I'll rest here a bit longer. Although, I'm already feeling about ready to taste my newfound freedom in the skies.
Sí, un tecnicismo muy convenido y conveniente a su vez.
You go ahead.
Very well. Take care of yourself, Stefan. Wherever the sky leads you.
You too, Lisa.
Creo que no me salía la opción de hablar con ella realmente. Sí, que ya sé que cuando amanece te tienes que ir a casa. Ya me lo sé. Hombre, es cáusico para el gato.
Anything particular you're looking for? Another happy customer.
Lisa!
Calm down, Petya. What on earth is it?
Look!
How did you manage that?
Anda, me ha hecho otra muñeca siniestra. Sí, sí, es maravilloso lo de las tiendas.
With quite a bit of difficulty, actually. But I did it! I can still make dolls!
Una muñeca que hace muñecas. Porque, bueno, esta no es una muñeca, es el alma de un fabricante de muñecas al que han resucitado dentro de su muñeca. Su muñeca, la cual se llama Matilda, pero se parece a Anabel. A mí que no me cuenten historias.
Oh, she truly is lovely. Does she have a name?
No. And I don't intend to give her one. I'd like you to sell her. You should be able to fetch a good price for her. At the least, it should return the cost of all those materials you've brought me.
I couldn't possibly sell her, Petya. It's just too lovely.
Oh. It warms my heart to hear you say that. Hey, in that case, I hope you two become as good of friends as the two of us.
I have a feeling we will. I'll call her... Welcome to the family, Paulina.
Finally. I'm finally starting to see a future outside this room. Oh, not that I dislike your company, Lisa. I'm very grateful for your hospitality. But I can't expect you to keep me in your room forever. And even if I will never lead a normal life again, even though this body has its challenges, not now, but sometime in the future, I want to at least try to make it on my
Ánimo.
I'm glad to hear it. Truly.
Now to get back to work. So many threads to sew. So many wonderful things just waiting to come to life.
I can't go out there like this. Arbin's riddle. Let's take a look one more time.
los pies. Vale. Y el inventario.
Arbin's riddle. Let's take a look one more time.
Hola.
Someone's carved something into the wall here. Better hope the minister doesn't find out. This looks like a pair of feet, and under them, the name Kovac, walking with God on high. I don't feel particularly holy, but that must be one of Arbin's riddle answers.
Misiones. Vale. Entonces si vuelvo a abrir esto,
Arbin's riddle.
la cabeza descansa sobre la tumba del bosque. Vale. El punto y coma. La verdad es que el punto y coma es una figura que cada vez se usa menos, pero principalmente uno de los usos que todavía se utilizan es cuando vas a hacer una aclaración entre una enumeración de comas. Es decir, tú estás enumerando varias cosas separadas por una coma. Por ejemplo, quieres decir, pues anoche me comí una manzana, una galleta, un vaso de leche, coma, que por cierto me sabía muy mal, punto y coma, un trozo de pan, ¿sabes? Y luego también se utiliza para aquellas pausas en las que no quieres poner un punto, porque es como que sigues dentro del mismo tópico, pero que son demasiado largas para una coma. Así muy resumidamente, porque yo filología hispánica la estudié ya hace bastantes años y no es lo que ejerzo, entonces pues lo tengo como un poco oxidado, ¿no? Pero sería eso.
It's too dark. I don't want to stumble on a branch and break my neck. This one's easy. No.
Sí, la parte de la pausa larga es como subjetiva. La de las enumeraciones es más clara. Y justo la de las enumeraciones es una que mucha gente no lo sabe,
Let's
¿sabes?
take a look. This one's called... This one's easy. No death caps, thank you. This one's easy. No death caps, thank you.
Vale, pero yo lo que quiero es la tumba del bosque. ¿Cuál es la tumba del bosque para resolverle a Arban el acertijo? Eso es lo que yo quiero saber. Porque sé que debe estar. Me he sobrealimentado, chicos. Solo quería estar a tope, pero me he sobrealimentado. Sí, aquí puedes obtener o humanidad por tus decisiones o nihilismo. Curiosamente yo tengo ya la humanidad al 100% y voy a conseguir el nihilismo al 100%. El nihilismo es lo que tienes cuando...
The smell is...
Cuando tomas decisiones como egoístas o moralmente cuestionables, por ejemplo matar conejitos, y humanidad la obtienes cuando pues haces cosas buenas, ¿no? Por otros. Pero lo gracioso en mi caso es que tengo altas las dos. No he tirado solo por una.
Hello.
Oh, you're Lisa, aren't you? The doctor's apprentice.
That's right. Good evening, Nicolina. I just came to check in on how you're feeling.
Oh, I'm fine, dear. Thanks for asking. Much better after you and Dr. Volkov came to visit. Oh, it's very kind of you to stop by, especially after I've been such an arse to you.
That's quite all right. No need to worry.
I don't know what came over me that day. It's nice to see a bright young lady in your profession. Makes me feel like not all is lost in our country. Godspeed, dear.
Egoísmo altruista, sí. Impredecible.
Thank you, Nicolina. Marusa?
Lisa, you scared me half to death.
I didn't expect to see anyone out here. Is everything okay?
Of course. Why wouldn't it be?
You're standing alone in a muddy field in the middle of the night.
I guess I am. Earlier today, I saw a beggar. He pleaded for coin, but no one would give him anything. At first, I thought they were being selfish, that they didn't care. But then the more I watched, the more I realized that they simply had nothing to spare. That man was not only in need, but at the bottom of an ocean of desperation.
Bienvenida al mundo, Marusia.
Did you give the man anything?
I had no coin to spare. Giving that beggar anything would have meant my family is left even worse off. We can't afford that. I know I'm still young, but I look at these people, my fellow peasants, and my heart aches. Lisa, I know I told you before that I want to live the stories that I've read, but I don't think I just want to live them for myself. What if I could somehow take those experiences, those adventures, and use them to help people like me find their own way? I could give back. Maybe not with endless coin, but with what I can learn and share. I just wish I knew how I can make it all work. Everything feels so fixed, so immovable.
Have you thought about becoming a tutor?
A tutor?
Indeed. You could teach the children of those who have money, and then use those funds to support your family and further your studies.
But how would I even get started with this? It's not like the wealthy will just let anyone teach their children.
I imagine that all you need around here is a recommendation and a reputation. I have some powerful contacts. Let me see if I can put them to use.
I don't know if this will work, but
Está a punto de darle
Thank
las
you.
50 monedas, pero pienso que es mejor animarla que ella pues consiga su propio sueño.
and just think,
Aunque yo preferiría
if it
las
does
monedas.
work,
No
I
sé.
can teach the
Igual
poorer
he hecho-
children for
igual
free.
tendría que haberle dado las monedas.
I can make sure that those in need have access to at least the basics, just like I did.
That sounds like a wonderful place to start, Marusa.
I've got to get home now. I'm already late as it is. But thanks for the idea, Lisa. I have a path forward now.
Farewell, Marusa.
Goodbye, Lisa.
Whatever that girl chooses to do, I'm sure she'll find her way in the world. Ah, nothing quite like feeling the breeze on your skin in an open field.
Al Frambo nunca he jugado. Y joder, que no, que en verdad que yo, no sé, le hubiera dado el dinero, pero es que yo que sé, como me salía la otra opción en moradito, pues me era muy tentador darle ahí. Ha sido eso, más que otra cosa.
Good to see you again, Doctor. Still owe you big for saving me the other night. Without you, I'd have been a gunner.
Just doing my job, Demyon. I trust you've been well since?
Better than well. My adventure at the lake has made me quite popular around these parts. The villagers can't get enough of my tale. The ladies love to see the scar too. All worked out just fine, really.
I see. Well, make sure you still take it easy with that injury.
Oh, you don't have to worry about that. I've been making it a habit to stay out of the fields, even before my little mishap. Life's too short for that drudgery. My talents are far better suited for entertaining the local maidens.
Pues me apunto también ese juego, me encanta que me estéis recomendando
If you
juegos.
say so.
Our door is always open for you.
There's last month's news. Peculiar.
¿Qué va? Es la primera vez que hago stream tan tarde. Normalmente lo hago por las tardes.
A lot
O
of
por las
Thornway
noches, pero
script.
no tan tarde.
Lisa, I was just thinking about you.
Pues tampoco
Good
te-
night, Lisa.
This garden's fragrance is heavenly. I'm so glad that turning into a vampire didn't affect my sense of smell. This garden's fragrance is heavenly. I'm so glad that turning into a vampire didn't affect my sense of smell.
Lisa, long time no see. Good night.
Apologies. What is this?
Ay, que estás trabajando ahora. A ver, yo llevo muy poco streameando, así que no tengo mucha gente, en verdad.
How may I help you, my lady? Till next time.
Sí, yo es que también soy muy noctámbula. Soy muy horario de Liza.
Hello there.
¿Pero vienes a alguna otra red social, Silver X? Es que no te identifico. No sé si eres de aquí de Twitch o si me seguías de otro lado, si te conozco.
See you. I don't think this clock is working. No mail for me this time. It's from Stefan.
Ah, pues, jo, me alegro mucho. Fíjate que Twitter lo tengo un poco abandonado porque no es la red en la que más actividad tengo. Pero, ojo, me alegro. Sí que es verdad. Hoy, de hecho, pues ha sido un día muy completo porque he publicado canción nueva en mi canal y en todas las plataformas y a la vez pues he ido a varios conciertos a cubrirlos. Bueno, un concierto de varios grupos más bien. Y ahora estoy aquí jugando un poco a esto antes de irme a dormir. ¿Y en qué trabajas para tener un horario tan noctámbulo? Porque yo es porque escribo reportajes.
What? What is it? Yeah.
Una cosa. No, la voz de hombre no la hago yo. La voz de hombre la hace Rubén, que es quien también compone la música y las melodías. Yo hago las letras, las voces femeninas, y cuando hay guturales también los hago yo. Pero si es una voz melódica puramente masculina, esa sí que no soy yo. Puedo poner muchas voces distintas, pero no tantas. No llego a tanto. Sí, los guturales sí soy yo. Pero la voz masculina no.
All the knickknacks around here sure give this place some color. So many interesting books. All the knickknacks around. So many interesting. The faux birds in the
Vale, Guis.
Good evening.
May I have a kiss, my dear?
I'd love nothing more.
Oh, there's something carved into the brick over here. A crude rendition of a head next to the name Antonina.
¿El qué, Leonard?
Is this one of the clues from Arben's riddle? Antonina Arhipovna Kovac. That's the solution to the riddle. Or at least the middle part. I should go tell Arben.
Ah, sí, es que mi personaje hasta ahora se ha besado con 3 personajes. Uno es Román, el de la librería, otra es Anastasia, la música, y la otra es Alisa, la hija de la condesa, que también es vampiro. Son 2 humanos y un vampiro. Porque puedes tener relaciones con varios personajes. Pero a Anastasia, pese a todo, la ayudé a que se reconciliara con el patán de su marido, con el que también podría haber tenido un romance, pero no quise. Preferí con ella y era uno u otro. Y podía elegir como incitarla a que le dejara o a intentar que solucione sus problemas, porque él era un borracho y estaban pasando problemas económicos. Y mi personaje decidió, pues, en vez de ser nihilista, ser altruista y apartarse. Entonces ahora como que ya no me salen opciones de romance con Anastasia, pero con Alisa y Roman sí.
Arben,
you're looking awfully chipper, lovely. Wait, don't tell me.
I think I've got it. Part of it, at least.
So that's our guide and shrine, is it? I can't say it rings a bell. And I dare say I know most people in this town by now. What was the next part again? Follow them to their final rest.
That wording's strange, don't you think?
Indeed. What exactly are we meant to be following?
Maybe if we start from final rest. That has to be death up.
Oh!
What? What is it?
Of course. One's final rest is in a grave. If we find Antonina's grave at the graveyard,
we'll find the truth. Should we go straight away?
Not tonight. I've waited so long for this. I don't think I'm quite ready yet.
Do you want me there when you're ready?
You're the one who solved the riddle. You deserve to see it through. Of course, you don't have to come. My troubles aren't yours.
¡Ay! Vaya, Silver, pues muchas gracias.
Well, hello there, pumpkin. Look what I've got for you. Oh, you're so soft. You take good care of that coat, don't you?
Bueno, chicos, creo que lo vamos a dejar aquí. Por lo que me lo estoy pasando muy bien, ya me duelen un poco los ojos. Es que no me he quitado ni las lentillas, tendría que haberme puesto las gafas y de todo. Y ya es muy muy tarde. Así que lo dejamos aquí. Y seguimos a la próxima. A ver si vuelvo a conectarme a estas horas, Silver. Y si no, pues no sé, iré viendo a qué horas puedo meterme. Así que nada, muchas gracias a todos por pasaros y nos vemos a la próxima. Adiós.